McAfee off. All right.
What's going on, everybody? You are now here for a new episode of OTR Beyond the Ropes. This is your number one guy, Mr. Mike Drop.
And this is your boy Trey, aka Treyway.
And we are back with a new episode. Jay cannot be with us once again on this Monday, but it is all good, you know.
There's nothing wrong with him.
No, it's just a schedule conflict.
When you say someone cannot be with us.
No, I was just saying he could not be with us this Monday. Once again, Monday is just not in his schedule, but we wanted to. There's a lot going on this last weekend, this weekend, so we just want to give y'all a couple updates.
And next time, we do a Monday show, I may or may not have a guest for us.
Okay.
To join us. Thought about doing it today, but I wanted to actually wait until the actual War Games full card was out before I did that. But yeah, man. So big weekend. We had AEW Full Gear on Saturday.
Uh-huh.
So overall, what'd you think of the show?
Oh man, it was. I'm not biased by any means, but
we know how you feel about AEW.
Yeah, you know how I feel about AEW, so I'm gonna give them A-.
See, I like where your head is at.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do the same.
Yeah,
I was about to go A+, but
I couldn't do no A+, man.
Let me curb my enthusiasm a little bit.
It was a couple stiff ones, man.
I know exactly why it's why it's not an A for you. I know exactly why it is an A- for you. I know exactly why it is.
Why?
No.
Nah, they won.
Your boy, I know that's why it's an A- because it's an A because it's an A because they won.
No, it's
that's
an
what
A
I'm
because
saying.
they won.
That's what I'm saying.
So
had they lost, you probably would get him you probably would get that shit like a B if the Elite had won.
Nah, I still would have gave it an A. It could have been better. It was a certain match that made it a A- for me, and it just didn't hit that A+ margin.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we can go ahead and start off with. So we have Luchasaurus versus Jungle Boy Jack Perry in a steel cage match.
And that's the match.
Some people are saying that that's the best opening match AEW's had since they've had pay-per-views.
Man, I heard that this probably was the worst cage match they've ever seen. But I'm not gonna say it's not because of the way that AEW does their cage match, because I love how they do their cage match.
I'm gonna have to disagree with whoever made that assessment.
I say that okay, so it was a couple. It's not just this match. This match was good. To me, it was good. Storyline was good. Do I wish it could have been more? Yeah, but I think it was just, Luchasaurus has this whole Kane risque about him right now. So, he's not doing as much as he used to do. So he's more of a powerhouse. But overall, it was a good match, man. I mean, like I said, I would have liked to see a little bit more, but it is what it is.
Okay. Well, let's talk about the match. So you just mentioned it. So I love the way AEW does their cage matches.
Yeah.
That it's not about climbing over the top of the cage and that's the winner. It has to be a pin or submission inside the cage.
Yeah.
And you notice, so you saw Christian snuck up behind the ref and stole the key. And got kicked out. But then you saw them fighting outside the cage. I love that aspect of it.
And I think a lot of people are just confused, like, oh, that's not an original steel cage match, like that's what makes it different. And I like the fact that you could leave out, because I guess because it gives it like a little more Hell in a Cell type feel without actually calling it Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, because they don't need a Hell in a Cell since WWE already has one.
I do like the fact that it's like a gap in between the ring and the cage. You know what I'm saying? WWE really don't got that gap to where they used to have it.
They used to.
But yeah, where you could like fall behind the ropes, you know what I'm saying, be pinned up again in between the ropes and the cage. But now it's like the cage is right there on the rope. So,
so what you now? A lot of people always talk about how big the cage is, like how tall it is.
Yeah.
Remember when Cody did the moonsault from the top of it? Jungle Boy hit a Shawn Michaels elbow.
Yeah.
Through the table. He kind of he almost missed it.
That's what I was gonna say. I kind of wanted to see something different, but I guess, you know, when it's your first time and, you know, because I would look at Jungle Boy as kind of being the high flyer. So I was hoping to see something a little bit different, but, you know.
Would you consider this a breakout match for him?
Yeah, I think this is the start of his solos going towards like the TNT title or something like that.
I agree because this they say that they were trying to do it to where he eventually would have his match with Christian, which I still think is going to happen. But is there I'm not sure about the timetable on when Christian's going to be healed from his injury. Do you know?
Like the first time, I know it was like 9 months when he first got injured. So it might be like maybe another 4 or 5, depending on what his rehab looking like.
Okay. Because I was saying like, so the thing that I hate, because this feud between Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy, it deserved a cage match because of the history between them.
But they
were a former tag team. But what you about to say? It needs to end, right?
Yeah, this should have been it.
Yeah, I hate when, because WWE has been guilty of this. I hate when they'll have like a Hell in a Cell match and then fight again.
Yep. Riddle and Seth. Like that's a key thing.
The Fiend and Seth.
Yeah, like okay.
Even though that Hell in a Cell was BS the way it ended.
I was like, dang, the only match left is a buried alive match. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the last thing that you could actually top it. So
Hell in a Cell / cage matches should be to where the feud can go no further.
Yeah.
Unless you do like a parking lot brawl or something.
is that or you know, best out of 3 falls, Iron Man match is stuff that got those
specialty matches.
Yeah,
besides just a regular Extreme Rules match.
Yeah. And it has to point out, like, it has to push them to their limits.
All right. Give this match a grade.
I'll give it a B+.
Yeah. I'll probably I might actually go A-. Like, I loved it.
See, I had to give it a B. That's why my whole overall grade is
I loved it. I loved it because, like you said, this is what's going to put Jungle Boy in that. Remember that trajectory Sammy Guevara was on?
Yeah.
This is going to be what sets Jungle Boy in that trajectory.
Hopefully,
like you said.
Yeah, hopefully.
I wonder if they can always turn him heel and have him get with his real life girlfriend Anna Jay. Have her be his manager. But all right, so moving on to the next match. I want you to say this one. Trios.
So it was your boys, Death Triangle, Penta, Mr. Cero Muerto, Ray Phoenix, and Pac versus the Elite.
A returning Elite.
Who had probably like the dopest return entrance. Like, that joke was dope.
Yeah, it's too bad that song is copyrighted. So every time you watch the intro, they have to mute it.
Right.
At least that's what happened when I tried to watch the replay. on somebody's IG.
Yeah, it was dope though.
Yo, boy, you see how when Kenny first came back, he's a little hefty. He didn't got shape. He didn't all that weight.
I know, and you remember when he came back, he had like the little
like the holster.
Yeah. He had the holster and he had like the Under Armour, which proved that he wasn't ready for his comeback. So the sequences, man, in that match, like the chemistry was just crazy. I was actually glad the outcome. I like the outcome.
What do you think about how? What do you think about the finish?
That's what I'm saying. I like the finish,
but how they did it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, so you like how because
they use a hammer.
Pac always use. Because they're it's kind of like because we'll get into this. It's kind of like a swerve in your glory type of thing where the Lucha Bros are faces, and even though Pac is a face, we call him Pac. His name is Pac, but you know what I'm saying, Tupac. But even though Pac is a face, he be doing heelish things like using a timekeeper hammer to win his matches.
Yeah,
and then you see Phoenix didn't want to use it at first.
But it was, but he told him it's win by any means. And with excuse me, with Pac, his whole persona has never really been face. You know what I'm saying? It's just that everybody loves the Lucha Bros so much that he fits in that. But he's always been the outsider of the group, but always been the one to hold them down. So when he came back from his injury, it was like he came back into the group as with them being a face. But he was never a face. You know what I'm saying? And he showed that he was healed when he had that match against Orange Cassidy. So how they won it, I kind of do want to see them heal because I like Penta Dark. I feel like we get a more of aggressive style. And even when Ray Phoenix has a little dark persona, you know what I'm saying? So I like it. I like the fact that they about to do the best out of 7 series with them for this trios, which is about to be dope.
Saturday was match 1.
Yeah. So it's the first one who wins 4 matches. Now, the only thing that I'm concerned about is like, are they going to keep trading off the belts?
I was about to say, do you think it's going to go all 7?
Oh, it's definitely going all 7.
Or do you think Lucha Bros is going to sweep it? Or do a gentleman's sweep and win at 5?
Nah, I ain't going to give them that much glory. They are my favorite tag team, but I'm not going to give them that much. Even though, Kenny, he has a match set up for Wrestle Kingdom 17
against Will Ospreay.
Yeah, so
I mean, we got a teaser of that when the Elite went against Ospreay and his boys. We got a teaser of Kenny and Ospreay because they had never faced off, right?
No, I don't think so.
They had never faced off. That's why it was so big, and the moves they were doing.
Yeah, it was kind of like a avoidance.
Ospreay is underrated, boy.
Yeah, he is.
He's underrated. Like to real wrestling fans, he's not, but to casuals and stuff like that, he's always a fan.
Will Ospreay is the most downloadable content person on WWE 2K22. Like he's been like that for the past 2 or 3 years, I think. So he's definitely underrated.
Oh yeah, speaking of WWE 2K, it's Black Friday. I just saw something that said I think that thing's on sale for like 60%.
Yeah, is that? Yeah, it's about to be like 60 or 70%.
So your boy gonna have to cop that. Recreate OTR. But so I liked it. I like the fact that they didn't just slap the belts back on the Elite.
Yeah.
With them coming back, because we didn't actually give y'all a prediction show, but if we did, I'm pretty sure we all would have picked the Elite to win.
I mean,
okay, well, that's because they were going to get your favorite team. But an objective person probably would have picked the Elite.
Everybody would have picked the Elite.
Because some things, see, this is why you, even though a lot of things in wrestling you could predict very easily, some things you just can't. Because I was actually shocked that the Elite lost.
For real.
But then when I see how they lost, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Because you heard the FCM Punk chants?
Oh man, what? That job was storming loud.
And they did a small Coke Cabana chant.
Yeah.
But it's clear they were doing a double turn.
They weren't gonna let them lose clean, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, you talk about one of your most favorite faction groups or whatever.
But the person who did the dirty act is what was shocking.
Yeah, because it was Ray Phoenix.
The cleanest out of all three.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that match grade definitely A+.
I would agree.
Well, if you the best match of the night.
No, it's not the best match of the night. But if you think about it, the Bucks and the Lucha Bros have had some classic matches.
Oh, always.
And then I remember, I think it was the All Out before AEW was a thing yet. You remember the very first All Out?
Yeah.
Wasn't it Kenny versus Penta?
Yeah, it was.
They had a solo match.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one of the best I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So that's what I would say to that. Now, what was you remember what the next match was? I'm trying to go in order, but I might just go off the top of my head. I'm gonna save the big match for last. But
I think the next match was Jade versus
Nia Lee. Not Nia Lee. What's her name?
Nyla Rose.
Nyla Rose.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Shout out to Jade Cargill, the thickest Thundercat I ever seen. And then Nyla and Vicky coming out in the lowrider with Vicky wearing the "I Am Your Mommy" shirt.
Yeah,
that was dope.
Yeah, and it was a shot at WWE low key.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because it looked like she just went on WWE shopping and bought that Rhea Ripley shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as much as I love Jade, I have to say this.
Go ahead.
Her matches ain't the best.
No.
This is a case in point.
So she's even said, like, when you sent that over when she was on the Breakfast Club, she even said that she's not really trying to inspire girls to wrestle, or she's not trying to inspire wrestling fans. She's trying to inspire the wrestling fans' girlfriends to let them know that they could do whatever they want to do. Which shows that she probably really doesn't care that she can't wrestle that good. She considers herself an athlete.
She's strictly a powerhouse.
Yeah.
Like strictly.
Yeah, because it was just like a lot of stuff was in slow motion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Even when she does that her version of the bro kick. Yeah. That thing is slow as hell.
It is.
Now Jade is great at her costumes are always A1, whether it's when she's Katana from Mortal Kombat, She-Hulk, Jade, or what's your girl name from Thundercats that she was?
Chitara.
Yeah, that. Like her entrances are dope. Her like I like her as a wrestling personality. I like her whole cut the shit thing. I'm that bitch. I like all of that.
Yeah, her in-ring abilities is on the level of Ronda Rousey.
And not even really that, because at least Ronda could really like grapple and stuff.
Jay could grapple.
But she's not a Olympic medal jiu-jitsu.
No, she can't do no submission. So,
like what I know, we said that a match that we would want to see if there was a forbidden door would be Bianca versus Jade.
Nah, it'd be Jade versus Raquel Rodriguez.
That'd be a good one.
Yeah,
because remember when I said that AEW is trying to make Jade their version of Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
But see, that's only in height and power because wrestling wise, she can't touch Charlotte. Can't touch her. Can't touch her,
bro. But you gotta give her props. She's 42-0. She is AEW's version of Goldberg right now.
Besides the fake Goldberg.
What, Gilbert?
Nah, Wardlow.
Oh man,
we gonna get to that, but also, I didn't like the whole. How do you feel about the whole storyline of Nyla stealing her belt?
They just want. They wanted to make sure that it wasn't the belt that made Jade. That Jade made the belt. That's all the storyline was.
And the great thing, and you know, this match was a heel versus heel because Jade is not a face.
Yeah, but it could have escalated her face turn, but I feel like this Ruby Soho might be coming back soon, which could set up something. And you got to think they got a lot of heel women right now.
Yeah,
women superstars because you got what's her name who just turned heel? Athena. She just turned heel. Nyla Rose is heel. Anna Jay is heel. Britt Baker is heel. Ty is heel. Like you think
Jamie,
like it's
Jamie Hayter's heel.
Yes.
Penelope Ford is heel. Julia Hart with the House of Black is heel.
Yeah, it's like you got all these heels.
All the girls that are in the baddies, they're heel.
Yeah.
It's like damn, like they are real heel heavy.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna get this grade. I love you, Jay, but this shit was like a D.
Damn, I gave it a C.
This shit was like a D, bro.
I gave it a C. I gave it a C solely because of the costume.
Exactly, not because of the match. Oh, let's keep it on Jade real quick. Yo, what's up with this beef with her and Bow Wow?
Bro, like, and it's real live beef, though.
Is it real, or is he just
no?
Because you know Bow Wow a wrestling fan, so you think it's just him trying to getting into AEW by fucking with Jade?
It got to be something, but like, man, hit her up in the DMs, like, you know what I'm saying, asking her out on a date and stuff, knowing that she got a dude, and knowing her dude is like retired major league baseball player, like, you know what I'm saying, like. It done got to like some real life beef type stuff.
And then the video I sent you with them throwing the popcorn. See, that's what made me think it was fake because Jade and the baddies.
That part probably was fake because you got to think that was before Full Gear.
Mm-hmm.
All that happened was before Full Gear. But
and you saw on the Breakfast Club when Charlamagne brought up Bow Wow. She was like, "Who?"
Yeah, yeah. But I don't know, man. Like
we gonna see Bow Wow on AEW television pretty soon.
Well,
he'll probably act like he want to be the baddies manager or something. That's something Bow Wow would do.
Yeah, facts. Facts.
All right, so let's keep it with the women. Saraya and Britt.
I know. Okay, I'm gonna just keep it a buck. A lot of people might hate me for this. I did not enjoy that match. I did not enjoy it. It was a good match.
You got to think.
I just didn't enjoy it.
Well, you got to think. She's rusty. She ain't been in the ring in 5 years. Britt Baker carried her.
I understand that. What I'm tired of is.
Oh yeah, we didn't say Jade got the win. Okay, well, go ahead.
What I'm tired of is, I guess, is no tune-up matches for these new returning broken neck people, like, or pre-retired people, like, and I'm not talking about Bryan Danielson because this man came from WWE straight over. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we already knew what kind of condition he was in, that he was able to kick it in the ring.
Edge didn't have a tune-up match.
The Royal Rumble was his tune-up match.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you going against, like, when he entered, he was going against a couple bucks. You know what I'm saying? And those are real life sellers, okay? You know what I'm saying? They not going to injure you because they already know. They already know what they're getting themselves into. Hey, it's already been jotted down. everybody who's in the ring, all 7 of y'all about to take a spear, okay? Don't you touch him. Lay him down, hit the boom on y'all, let him get over for a minute, and then, AJ, you gonna be the one that's actually gonna take it to him because you're our most what am I trying to say?
Our safest wrestler.
You're our safest wrestler. You're our elder in the ring. You're the one who's been in this ring for the most years, so you know how to dance. Make it look real without actually hurting somebody, right? But then you get CM Punk, who stalls and stalls and stalls, rips a whole bunch of promos, and then next thing you know, he jumps in the ring, he fights
with Darby,
takes a bump. All right, cool. I can say Darby was not a safe startup match, a tune-up match, but it was a tune-up match. Excuse me for coughing, man. I'm getting over a cold. The reason why I say Darby wasn't a safe one is look how Darby wrestles.
Yeah.
The reason why it was a tune-up, excuse me, is because Darby's $150 soaking wet. You know what I'm saying? But well, excuse me, y'all.
I'll go. So I actually like the fact that they waited and let her make her return at the pay-per-view because it just put more drama into it.
No, I get that part.
Because the build, you got to think. We say this a lot with AEW. They'll have somebody will come back and have an enormous pop with the crowd. And then in the weeks leading up to whenever they're about to actually get in the ring, it kind of gets subpar. Now, if you watch, I watched the whole media scrum after, and Saraya even we had been saying it. Other podcasts and wrestling chats have been saying it, but she came out and said, "Yeah, she was like, I was rusty. My promos were rusty. I was rusty in my training. I was rusty, and I needed Britt to help carry me, and she did, and all of this. So she's self-aware, which I do appreciate. But I liked it because it just built the drama.
Yeah, it did.
I'll keep calling her Paige. Saraya, out of all the people that we have been waiting to see return, she's probably the biggest that people have been waiting to see because when she had to retire at the age of 25, that was shocking to everybody.
It was.
Everybody hated it. They were like, damn, she's only 25. So this was probably one, I ain't gonna say it's the biggest, but it's one of the biggest, most anticipated returns ever. So the fact that they did it this way and she didn't have a tune-up match, I like it. I like they didn't waste it on her fighting just some random chick on Dark or something.
True.
Now, what we say, they always got to test that neck when they get into that match. And Britt, she was it a DDT? She did something to her on the floor. Yeah, outside the ring. She was doing mad neck things. Hit with a damn curve stomp. Stretched her out, put her in that lockjaw.
Yeah.
But Saraya ended up getting the win. She hit her move, the Rampage. So I like that. So, and I was okay with her winning that because this isn't the end of their feud.
No.
So, damn, get over there, buddy.
Hey, this shit ain't no joke.
You ain't got the vid, do you?
Nah, I can taste everything.
But
I give that a B.
Okay, I'm about to say I give it a B. So but were you cool with the finish with Paige? I mean, Saraya winning? All right.
Yeah.
All right. So let's keep this women train rolling. Then we also had the interim women's AEW championship match. Jamie Hayter versus Toni Storm.
Bro.
Now we say that Jamie Hayter was a a heel, but she's a face. She's about to be a face.
So is it me, or is it just the fact that it looked like I was watching the same people fight during that match? Were they friends?
They're friends in real life.
Okay, so that explains why their hair is the same. That explains why their moves were the same. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, so I was a little bit confused. Maybe I don't know the backstory behind Toni Storm and Jamie Hayter. Because from what it looked like that they were friends, and this was like a old beef match. Because I'm talking about they did the same moves the whole match, and they kicked out
like a mirror of each other.
Yes, it was definitely a mirror of each other.
Now I'm the way I'm doing these matches isn't the order that they happened on the show, but how did you feel the crowd was during that match? Think they were dead?
Oh, hell yeah.
They weren't dead when they came out because they were going crazy for Jamie.
Yeah. But then, I think it got real quiet once they seen that Toni Storm was kicking out of everything.
Well, she's the champ. She's supposed to do that.
I get it. How many finishers did Jamie Hayter put on Toni Storm?
I don't even remember.
5.
That's not uncommon. It's not.
For a female match.
Hey, man. AEW changing the game.
Hey, I guess so.
How'd you feel about Britt Baker coming through with the assist?
I probably wanted to see just it be them two. The way that it was going, it should have just been left up to there, but it it puts the dynamic on it that at the end of the day, there's a chance that Toni Storm is better than Jamie Hayter because she couldn't win without Britt Baker. Hold on. Keep talking. I'm listening.
All right. Well, because you also know that this continues the storyline between Jamie and Britt because they swerved us the last time. And when she came out and she was like, "This is my best friend. I'll never turn on her." And that's when Saraya made her debut. That's when Saraya made her debut. Now, and then you could also see this as, again, during the media scrum, there's a chance that Jamie could just become the permanent women's champion because Tony said he's waiting on Thunder Rosa to come back. It's like her estimated time is January, but it's not for certain that she's going to be back at that time. And then he said if her timeline when she's supposed to be back, if she's not ready by then I'm gonna have to make a decision. So he could end up just leaving because I don't think Jamie's losing the belt no time soon. So with that being said, she could end up being the full-time women's champion, and then that could lead up to Britt Baker after she finishes with Saraya, or even while she's beefing with Saraya, it really doesn't matter. She could be like, "Look, I deserve a title shot because if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't even be women's champion right now. I saved you." Even though Jamie specifically told her not to come down. She said, "I want to do this on my own. I don't want your help." And she didn't listen to her. She went down anyway.
Yeah, we can see that pop off Wednesday.
Exactly. And that also is them making sure that Britt Baker stays a heel.
Yeah.
Because Britt Baker gets face pops and she got a good slogan with the whole DMD thing and all of that. But in that feud, Jamie's definitely going to be the face and Britt's going to be the heel.
Yeah.
So as I mentioned, Jamie Hayter ended up winning. So I wasn't mad at that. Tony's had the belt for a while. Her run's been kind of lackluster.
Yeah.
I was glad that she won it because I think they was doing her a little dirty in WWE. Especially when me and Jay went to that SmackDown when her and Charlotte had that damn pie fight. They're throwing pies at each other. Like that was just
I remember that.
That was horrible. But I'm glad that she had the belt for a little bit. But it's good to get it on somebody new. And people and this is
everybody does not deserve a long title.
They don't. They don't. It should be specific to certain people.
Yeah.
Because if that's the case, then it's like, damn, if you win the title, we might as well just not even care about these matches because you ain't gonna lose it for 6-8 months.
Yeah.
All right. So let's move on to ROH. You want to start with the I said TV. Matter of fact, you want to do the TNT championship match or do you want to talk about the ROH championship match?
Nah, you talk about the tag match.
I was about to go there, but I was like, I ain't done these.
Yeah. But you go there.
Come on, do it. Come on, man. Come on.
It's just Swerve in Our Glory versus The Acclaim.
Yeah.
This will be daddy ass.
So, okay.
It was everything that I expected.
And more.
This is everything that I expected. I expected Keith Lee to...
You've been calling that.
Yes, I knew that they were ending. It's time for both of them to have an individual run. It's actually time for them to feud. I need to see the Keith Lee of old because if not, they're about to lose Keith Lee.
If we don't see the Keith Lee of old, how much do you think that has to do with Keith Lee and how much you think it has to do with AEW?
Oh, it's a lot that has to do with Keith Lee. First of all, he let himself go. But...
Hey, man, he married, man. He put on that happy weight.
Yeah, but where's his wife?
She back in WWE?
Yeah, exactly. Now, she was on TNA. She was just on TNA.
Yeah.
She was just on TNA. Well, Impact. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Going old school.
She was just on Impact, but it is a big chance for Keith Lee to go back. Keith Lee was a Triple H guy.
But so what do you think about so akin to what Pac was doing with Ray Phoenix when he tried to get him to use the hammer and Ray Phoenix finally did it because when he was in the One-Winged Angel, he knew it was his only chance to win. Mm-hmm. Now, during the match, I think it was it Max Caster that he had on the outside? Yeah, it was Caster, I think. And Swerve pulled out the pliers and he was about to fuck his fingers up like he did Billy Gunn. Billy Gunn comes running down, but then immediately gets taken back to the back.
Yeah.
And then they get into the ring. Swerve tries to hand Keith Lee the pliers. And Keith Lee's like, I can't win like that, dog. I can't win like that. And Swerve slaps the shit out of him.
Yep.
And what the crowd start chanting? You fucked up.
Yeah. I really wanted to see Keith Lee actually hit him with the spirit. Yeah, I wanted to see him hit him with the spirit bomb.
Yeah, but the way he did it is
it's
more
just show.
It's more of his character.
Yeah, it's just show how big of a person I am.
And he said literally and figuratively. So he slapped him. Keith Lee picked up Anthony Bowens, tapped him on the back, and then he looked at Swerve, was like, "You got it." Took his elbow pad off, got out the ring, and started walking up the ramp.
Yep.
And then Swerve almost got caught with a schoolboy. He kicked out. Keith Lee looking back, smirking. And then they hit you, and then they hit your namesake. They hit that mic drop.
Yeah.
You should love the Acclaim. They should be your favorite tag team.
Hey, no, low-key, I do like them though.
Nigga, your name is their finish.
Right.
But even before, yeah, and then the Acclaim ended up winning. So, like we said, this is going to set up the Keith Lee Swerve feud because Swerve Like, there's no ambiguity with him. He is a full heel.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Did you even see the build up to the match? You see the interview they did, the sit down interview when Swerve got there and Keith Lee was late.
Mm-hmm.
And then they was talking, and you could just see they just were not on the same page.
Oh yeah, they haven't been on the same page in I don't know how long.
But the third crazy thing is, like, how long how long do you think that a tag team that is with people that people want to see together, that have a good name, have good chemistry, how long do you think they should be together before they start breaking them up?
Mm.
Because I actually like Swerve in Our Glory, but when Swerve just came out just being a straight up dickhead and just being straight up a heel, like, off the bat, I was just like, man, this shit ain't gonna work. Keith Lee's not a heel.
Right. See, the thing about it is that I knew it was ending once they won the championship and they lost it. Once they lost it, I knew that tag team was coming to an end. Whether they competed for it for a second time, I knew it was like the end of there. Swerve just has, even though he was with Hit Row and NXT, you know, he was the Michael Jackson of the group. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, because Hit Row ain't even really watchable right now.
Nah. They getting beat up by some Vikings.
They feud with Legato was lackluster. Like you said, they getting beat up by some Vikings.
Yeah. So, but, I mean, I need Keith, like, low key, if we're going to get to this match, Keith Lee should have been in this freaking match for the TNT title. It's one of the powerhouses, man.
I'll say we're just gonna put all the big niggas in the ring together.
Yeah, because all them big niggas can move.
Hey man, Tony Khan is not Vince. He don't like a whole bunch of big sweaty men.
Hey, fuck that. Them big sweaty men was flipping all over the goddamn place.
Yeah, we'll get to that next. But yeah, so where do we see the Acclaimed going from here?
Definitely feuding with
FTR.
Yeah.
So face versus face.
Yeah.
Or do you think the Gun Boys are going to get their shot? Because remember,
I forgot about that.
We talked about Billy eventually turning and rejoining his sons.
Yeah, I could kind of see that.
Speaking of, go ahead.
If it is going to be FTR versus the Acclaim, it's a respect match. But then the Gun Club, they will come in the mix. Then it'll be a triple threat match. And then you see Billy helping his kids win that.
Mm-hmm. And he'll probably make it seem like he didn't do it on purpose. And then after he'll probably like hit one of these. Mm-hmm. And he come out and say, that scissor me daddy ass was the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Probably.
Like say something like that. All right, yeah. So you just mentioned it. We got the TNT title match. Now we got at the end of this, we now have two Samoans named Joe with 2 titles.
I seen that too.
Because Samoa Joe is now your new TNT champion.
Yeah.
Now we knew that. Well, I'm not gonna say we because we didn't do a prediction, so I don't know how you were gonna feel. But me, I never thought that Powerhouse Hobbs was gonna win it. I never thought he had a shot. I thought it was either going to be Joe or Wardlow. I actually thought Wardlow was going to retain because we talked about Tony Storm's championship being lackluster. This man after Wardlow, after he beat up MJF, after he won the TNT championship, he was off TV forever. Then he just randomly shows up with Samoa Joe to make the tag team War Joe, War Joe, or whatever they called it.
War Joe.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, I actually thought that Powerhouse was going to win until the match started. Mm-hmm. The only reason why I thought Powerhouse was going to win is because in the match, Powerhouse was the underdog. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He had nothing to lose. He had everything to gain.
You thought the tension between Joe and Wardlow was going to make it to where House could sneak in and win?
Mm-hmm. Yep, okay. But you got to look at. But then I looked at who's in the match. Samoa Joe. He's the master of advantage taking. He can take advantage of every situation. So, once the match started, I was like, yeah, this could go a different way. even when Wardlow set up Powerhouse for the Powerbomb Symphony, it was just like something else is about to happen. And lo and behold, Samoa Joe used the TNT title, hit him in the back of the head, and choked out Powerhouse. One thing I got to say, AEW, they don't check the arm to make sure it's limp before counting them out.
Yeah, they just look at you. If you look passed out, they just going to call it.
Yeah. That's what I was like. I don't know how to feel about that.
I mean, it's kind of more realistic. Like if you was really watching two people fight, you ain't about to lift nobody's arm. They look like they about to pass out. You just gonna call it.
Hey, I'm gonna lift their arm because I don't watch WWE forever. So I'll be like, nigga, is you passed out? Oh, he passed out.
JD, if I saw you get into a fight and saw you choking somebody out, I ain't lifting their arm. But like JD, you need to let him go because he's about to die.
I'm gonna tell you, hey, check their arm. Make sure they passed out.
Why am I checking his arm?
Because I need clarification. I don't want to let go of this fool, and then next thing you know, he come up and snuff me.
You think he playing possum?
Yeah. I need you to check that arm. If that arm limp, then I know I got him. I might need to choke a little bit longer, you know?
Oh, yeah, I just realized we didn't give grades for the last two matches.
What was the last two matches?
Jamie and Tony. That's why you're C for me.
B-.
Yeah, C+.
Because I do like their moveset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the tag match.
Oh, the tag match? A B.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, that tag match was like, it was like B+, A-. Like, it was around that field.
The thing that really made it, if you were going to give it an A, the thing that did it was the swerve, no pun intended.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So the swerve that everybody saw coming. Because at first, when not to go back to that match for too long, when Swerve first hit him, I actually thought that he was about to like wake up some beast inside of Keith Lee. Because at first Keith Lee was just staring at him. At first, I know that stare was like, "I got you," or that stare was like, "Nigga, I'm about to kill you."
Right. Right.
But all right. So now we just did the TNT match. So what'd you think about this one? What's the grade for that?
Oh man, that shit was an A+.
You like the storytelling behind it?
I like everything behind it. I like the fact that fucking Wardlow did a whisper in the wind, my nigga. He did a whisper in the wind, bro. Like, to see somebody that big do that joint, like, I was like, yo.
Nah, those are three athletic dudes, man.
Yeah. Like,
I see what you mean by having Keith Lee in that match. That just would have made it like put the icing on the cake.
Bro, what? Although I do say that Samoa Joe and Wardlow carried that match. But it was still a great match.
All right, so let's move on to the ROH Championship match. We had Le Champion, the Ocho, a little bit of the bubbly.
Low key, I did not see him winning this.
I did.
I saw Sammy winning it.
So it was Jericho versus Sammy versus Claudio versus Danielson.
Yeah.
Now when I tell you, based on what happened at the end of the night, what's the first thing I text you? I said, Yo, Danielson got the BBC. I said BBC. Lord Jesus, he got the BCC. He got the BCC on his knee pad.
Yeah.
So he finally rocking the group. And then, do you think it was telling that Regal wasn't out there on commentary or walked out with either Danielson or Claudio for this match? Because normally he'll walk out with them and either go back to the back or he'll go to commentary.
Yeah.
He only came out with Mox.
Right.
So we'll get back to that, especially based on what happened at the end of the night. But like you said you thought that Sammy was going to win?
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew Danielson wasn't going to do it. I feel like if he does do it, it'll be on a one-on-one match. I don't want this to become what was happening in WWE, but I knew Claudio wasn't going to win it. I just hope they don't make this like a thing where he won it once, so he got that title that everybody always wanted him to get. He got his world title. But,
no,
I hope that's not a thing going forward.
I kind of feel like they about to just put him in a different realm. One of the reasons is that Samoa Joe's more of a versatile type of fighter. You think back in TNA, this man was an X Division champion, right? That said a lot. That means that you can move like a cruiserweight, you know? With Samoa Joe being a TNT title champion, I feel like that gives it more opportunity for different people to fight for that title, meaning Claudio. I feel like when you have it on a powerhouse person like Wardlow, you kind of limit who should be fighting for that.
You know what I'm saying? Can move too, though. You just say he did a whisper in the wind.
Well, we know that now. It's just that the image that he proclaimed, how they try to make this man. He's a powerhouse. You know what I'm saying? He's brute strength and stuff like that.
He's a Goldberg with more athleticism.
Right, but everybody know how Samoa Joe has always moved. You know, so Samoa Joe, Claudio, they look at that as an even match. Claudio, they always consider him as one of the strongest human being. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like with Samoa Joe now, you know, perfect contender for him would be Claudio.
Mm-hmm. All right, so in this match, in the build-up to it, Sammy said, "Yeah, Chris put me in this match to even the odds." So of course, like always, they were working together. So was the Combat Club.
Yeah.
But then the funniest thing was when Sammy was tired of Chris Jericho's shit and just started going at him.
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna lie, I'm ready for Sammy to get back into to have a meaningful feud, but definitely get back into a title picture. Now he is the only 3-time TNT champion in AEW history. But I would like for him to get into a meaningful feud. But the reason why I felt that I thought Jericho was still going to win is because even though they swerved us with Daniel Garcia pulling a Jamie Hayter and joining back up with JAS, I still think the end goal is to have Garcia beat Jericho for that championship.
Okay.
Not Sammy.
Yeah.
I could see Sammy probably taking the pure title off of Garcia.
True.
Possibly. Shit, honestly, because after this match, Orange Cassidy and Jake Hager are about to fight for it. All Atlantic. Atlantic. So I could see Sammy feuding with Orange Cassidy. That would be a good feud.
Yeah.
And then Orange Cassidy is dope, but I think that the belt will probably get more attention if it was on Sammy.
Yeah, or just in the JAS period.
Yeah.
So it could be this whole thing where a lot of people are starting to get these titles in the faction. You know what I'm saying?
Now going back to this match, what'd you think about it? Was it what you thought it was going to be? Was it Was it less?
It was your typical fatal 4-way.
Mm-hmm.
What they call 4 corners match.
Oh yeah, because you can't use the
fatal.
same.
Yeah, fatal 4-way. So they call it 4 corners match. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was basically the same.
What grade would you give it?
Oh man, it was an A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a lot built up in it. I love the way that Danielson and Claudio shook hands and then they threw hands.
Yep.
Which is the BCC way.
Exactly.
You say I gotta bleed with you before I can fight with you.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, I think Jungle Boy was the only one who had intentional blood, because everybody else that bled, I think that's just because their noses got broken.
Yeah. Yeah, because Tony Storm, was it Tony Storm who got her nose broke?
I think it was her and it was Pac.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I don't think they was meant to bleed.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, see, and you know, AEW cutting down on the blood.
Yeah, they must have been listening.
Shit. Now that I think about it, AEW, that first match had everything in it. You had a chair shot to the head, and you had blood.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that type of match called for it.
Yeah.
Again, that goes to people not feuding after certain types of matches.
Right.
In a match like a Hell in a Cell or a cage match, it really should be anything goes, and they should have let a lot of their regular rules go for those type of matches.
Mm-hmm.
But so yeah, Jericho wins. He called when he did his interview in the back, he called out another former ROH champion, not heavyweight champion, but just a former champion, former ROH champion. I forgot what belt he held in ROH. Some Japanese dude, I forget his name. Sorry about that. So, because you know, Jericho's on this whole thing where at first we all thought that he was just going to fight former Ring of Honor heavyweight champions. Now he's just fighting anybody that used to be a champion.
Yeah.
All right. So then moving on, what am I missing? Was there another match besides the main event?
I don't think so.
Let me think. Okay, I think that was it. Okay, so let's get to our main event: MJF versus John Moxley. Now, first off, what'd you think about MJF coming out motorboat no girl?
Hey man, he wild.
Now, y'all keep getting on me about my whole MJF face thing. And I did say last podcast that I knew he wouldn't be a face today, but this was just like this is pretty much
no. You gotta get that correct. That's Jay who says that.
Okay, Jay said that I told Jay that I know he's not going to be a face today, but that was a good look at what it could be like if he were one.
Yeah,
and I agree with it because I knew that he was going to turn heel, and I think you had did it too. Been calling that Regal was going to turn on Mox.
Oh yeah, I said it the last podcast,
and I knew that he was going to give him the brass knucks.
Yep.
And then they said you could even tell it during the last promo they did in the ring.
I called that he was, instead of using the ring, he was going to use Regal's knucks.
Mm-hmm. And then you got to think about it. Now, going back to what I said earlier, Regal didn't come out with either Danielson or Claudio for their match.
Right.
He came out with Mox through the back, and then he left.
Mm-hmm.
And then he came back at the end when MJF pulled out the ring and he teased that he was about to use the ring. And Regal came out. And then before I get into it, bro, that shit was funny as hell when MJF started styling and profiling.
Oh yeah.
When he walked over Mox and started hitting the flare.
Mm-hmm.
But you knew that things were going to go awry once the referees started getting knocked out.
Oh yeah, I knew something was up.
That was it right there. That was it.
Yeah, so, it was either that Mox was going to end up being heel and using the nuts, or it was MJF was going to use him.
Mm-hmm. Now,
and you know, if it wasn't for Mox signing a new contract, I would have said that this is it for his tenure in AEW.
I know you would have said that. You've been saying it for a while until he signed that contract.
Yeah, I would have said that. I would have said that because
I know
that would have been a clear painting right there, especially with their 10-year anniversary of the Shield.
Or it could just be Mox could finally go on that vacation he'd been trying to go on, but he couldn't. But he decided not to because Punk just wilded out.
Right.
And speaking of Punk, so we know that this match was originally supposed to be CM Punk versus MJF.
Yeah.
Now, with that being said, we probably wouldn't have gotten Regal helping MJF. I'm pretty sure they probably could have maneuvered it that way, but it would have changed everything. So, do you think did you like the feud between Mox and MJF, or do you think this would have been better if it was Punk he was fighting?
I like it. Would it have been better? Yeah, just because of the storytelling, the history between them. I like the fact that MJF was able to move around that and incorporate his history with Regal to make it just as more of a cinematic type rivalry.
And you know the crazy thing is, Dynamite this Wednesday is in Chicago. So had that been CM Punk that he was fighting, that would have added even more to it. Because with the next night he would have had his title, it would have been in Chicago.
Do we get a CM Punk Wednesday?
What, CM Punk chant?
Do we get CM Punk Wednesday?
No, I don't believe so. Well,
we could get CM Punk and then he gets fired on live TV.
Okay, I was just about to say. So if you listen to the reports that have been coming out, they say that Punk's relationship with AEW is worse than people originally thought.
Oh yeah, especially after what he said at that MMA thing.
Oh yeah. He said, "Don't put me in your locker room. I'm dangerous."
Right.
The other dude had me weak as hell because I forgot. I texted it to y'all. What the hell did he say? I'm gonna find it. That shit was hilarious. But the match. Go ahead about your whole CM Punk coming back. What you think?
No, it's definitely a possibility. I mean, the elites come back, long as they don't have. But really, if they wanted to terminate his contract, what better way to do it than to have him come out in his city and have Tony Khan fire him?
But that's assuming that CM Punk wants to come and do business.
He need to get paid, don't he?
Well,
he about money.
Mox did say he came back to wrestling because he ran out of money.
He about money. He ain't really about anything else. He's about his money. He need one more last payday.
You don't think he's gonna get in WWE? Think that ship is sailed?
Yeah. I ain't gonna say never. Never say never, but I don't. Right, I feel like that if anybody taught some common sense to Triple H about that, it was definitely Shawn Michaels.
Well, yeah, because Shawn Michaels has been that guy that nobody wanted to work with.
Exactly.
He's been that cancer in the locker room.
Yeah.
Only difference was his excuse was he was on drugs. CM Punk, that's just him.
Yeah. Exactly.
He don't have that excuse.
Nope.
But overall, what'd you think of the match?
Our match was great.
You think MJF showed he got a little more wrestling skill that people would be giving him credit for?
Oh yeah, he definitely does. So I gave that match an A.
I think it was an A based off of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like the storytelling, because the thing is, overall, the build to this pay-per-view wasn't the greatest. It was some lackluster dynamites here and there. Nobody really watches, like, as much as I fucks with AEW, I don't really watch Rampage like that. I always end up forgetting that it comes on sometimes. And also, a lot of times it's taped also. So they tape it the same night they do Dynamite. Because it's only an hour show.
Right.
So what do we think that this does going forward with MJF, with Regal? Now MJF, if you watched his media scrum, he just went in there, cut a promo on the on the media members, and said he about to go off to a movie set. He'll be on Dynamite on Wednesday, and then he'll answer some questions.
So it's just a lot of stuff that's up in the air. It's MJF with BBC. BCC.
See, look,
BCC. Is Regal still with BCC? Is there going to be the sign of that mutual respect? Is Regal going to be MJF's manager? Is MJF going to tell Regal, kiss my ass or whatnot? There's so many different parameters that this can go. Now that he has a title, he already told, Tony Khan, screw you.
Yeah.
So.
Well, he seemed like he was in better experience talking to Tony after the event was over.
Right.
But he finally did the right thing and put the belt on MJF. I think it was the perfect time to put it on him. Like,
oh yeah.
It's not too early. It's not too late. I think it's the perfect time, man. Yeah. MJF is ready for this. It's time to see if he can carry the company. Let's see what he does. Mox has been doing it the whole time. It's time to see if MJF could do it the way he says he can.
Yeah.
So I gave that. So we said that's an A. So overall, that's what we gave the pay-per-view as an A minus. Okay. Let's see. So, did you want to get into some War Game stuff, or you want to go ahead and close this out?
Nah, I think we're gonna close out because I think we need to figure out what's gonna happen tonight. Since we still got the female match.
My bad. Say that again.
Since we still got the female match, we don't have the last person that's supposed to be competing in the women's War Games match. So
yeah,
I kind of want to get my definite answer right now.
Okay, go ahead. Who do you think it is?
Oh man, I think it's gonna be Becky.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I wanted to be Sasha, but I think it's gonna be Becky.
Now I posted on our IG story that Sasha was going by her real name, Mercedes. Yeah. She put on her story the picture of Saraya versus Britt Baker.
Yeah.
Saying good luck, ladies. Now, I don't know if that's just because she's cool with both of them.
She's cool with both of them. She's been using her.
Should I read more into that? Because there was other women's matches.
No, I wouldn't read too much into it. She's been using her real name for a long time now. And that's only because she's still doing a lot of training in Mexico and stuff like that. So
I was actually just saying, should I read into it that she posted about that an AEW match?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like looking into it, like she could be going there.
Yeah, because it seems like every time we think that she could be making her way back to WWE, something comes out that makes it seem as if she's not.
Well, she's already signed a contract with WWE.
Is that official?
Yeah, it's already been official that she signed a contract. It's just that they were trying to figure out the right time to bring her back.
Is she the only one that signed it, or did Naomi sign hers too?
They don't know too much about Naomi.
Okay. Well, if you're watching Raw right now, the Judgment Day is out on the ramp, and the Sheamus team for War Games is in the ring. So it's looking like they're probably going to be the Brutes versus
Dominic
Judgment Day tonight.
Yeah,
that's what it's looking like. KO out there in jeans, Drew out there in street clothes. The Brutes are in their wrestling gear.
Yeah.
So now I did want to mention one thing. I did want to mention about War Games since that's coming up. The one that I remember the most from WCW is NWO versus the Four Horsemen. 1996, when everyone thought that Sting had went evil. Remember when they had the fake Sting and he came out the limo and attacked Lex Luger?
Yeah.
And then they had the fake Sting in the ring, and then Sting came out, because that right there was significant because that's what led to the Sting Crow character.
Yeah.
Because he felt that the fact that Luger and the Horsemen didn't believe him, and the fact that he felt that the fans didn't really believe him either. So that's why he changed his face paint. That's why he started walking out. That's why he started.
Yeah, he went to the vigilante Sting when he was in the Raptors. He would just be looking down, and
he started handing people the bat and turning his back on them and seeing if they would hit him.
Yep. And then he was only helping out the ones that really actually needed help.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Mm-hmm. That's definitely my favorite WCW War Games match.
Yeah.
And then my favorite NXT War Games match is probably the one where KO came back against the Undisputed Era.
Yeah, I think that one. You talk about where it had Pat McAfee in it.
Is that the one?
Yeah, he was on Pat McAfee's team.
Okay.
When Pat hit that swanton.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that was the best one for them.
So I'm looking up the top 10 War Games matches, and they do have NXT in here, but they have it number 8, and it's the Undisputed Era, Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, and Kyle O'Reilly versus Sanity, Alexander Wolf, Eric Young, and Killian Dane versus Roderick Strong and the Authors of Pain. This is from War Games, NXT War Games 2017. They put this in the top 10. So this is before Roderick was in UE, and this is when it was 3-on-3-on-3.
I do remember that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a good one.
And then after that is when Roderick Strong, he eventually went heel and joined UE.
Yeah, that's because the Authors of Pain got moved up.
Mm-hmm. And then they had some good ones. Remember when it was when they went against Ricochet and them?
Mm-hmm.
Who was it? Ricochet, Pete Dunne. Was it Velveteen?
Ricochet, Pete Dunne. What's your boy? T-Bar, but his name was
Dominic Djokovic. Yeah.
Djokovic. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say it was also Damian Priest. Yeah. Yeah. So I think Undisputed Era is no, it wasn't Damian Priest. It was Matt Riddle.
You said what?
It was Matt Riddle.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. But I think Undisputed Era has been in the most War Games, I think. I think they've been in 3. It's either 2 or 3.
Okay. Yeah, because those NXT War Games matches were legit.
Yeah.
And I do miss William Regal screaming out War Games.
Yeah.
But we'll get more into this before the pay-per-view. We'll try to figure out actually we'll probably find out who the fifth member is going to be tonight. Unless for Yaka, unless they wait till the pay-per-view and she does the Kevin Owens and she just pops up, which I could see them doing.
Oh yeah, probably.
Because right now the only other match set up is Shotzi versus Ronda. SmackDown Women's Championship.
Yeah, Shotzi versus Ronda. Then you got AJ versus Finn.
Oh yeah.
And then the War Games matches. They haven't decided what they were doing as far as the US Championship. Yeah. I think it's going to be like I want to say it's going to be a triple threat match. Yeah,
Ali,
Bobby Lashley.
Ali and Seth.
Yeah, versus Ali versus Seth versus Lashley.
Oh, and I'm pretty sure Gunther might have a match.
He ain't got nobody to fight.
Well, yeah, because he already took out Ray.
Well, Braun Strowman. He been going.
Yeah, I think it might be Braun Strowman.
Well, it's
or Karrion Kross.
It depends on who wins the World Cup match.
That's who it is. Whoever wins the World Cup.
Yeah. I think the finals is going to be at War Games.
Okay, you think they would have that person fight the same night?
No. I'm not saying that. I think the finals of the World Cup is going to be at War Games.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, y'all. Well, we're about to get up out of here. We'll try to figure out another day so we can go ahead and get our official War Games predictions to you.
Yes, sir.
Matter of fact, because War Games is your birthday's the 26th, right?
War Games.
So War Games is on your birthday.
Yeah. So I will not be watching it. So yeah.
I was just about to say, will you even be in a position to do a live stream that night and do a watch along?
Probably not.
I'll hit up Jay and see if he want to do a watch along.
Yeah, he might.
I'll see if he want to do a watch along, and then we'll just make sure that just don't watch if we do it, just don't watch the live stream. I'm pretty sure you'll be busy.
I won't.
and I'll just text him solo so we don't spoil it for you.
Yeah, facts.
But yeah, and shit. Honestly, and if y'all don't want to do it, I might do it. I might get do a viewer call in that night. I don't know. It's up in the air. I might have somebody do a live stream with me that night. Just do a watch along. Shit, I might just do it myself. Who knows? Who knows? But all right, this your boy Trey, aka Treyway.
It's your boy JD, Mr. Mic Drop.
All right, and we are out. Make sure you go ahead and follow us on all streaming platforms, and make sure that you go ahead, like this video and subscribe and tell your friends. All right, we out.
Period.